Creating interesting and engaging text is an essential part of graphic design. Normally, when you create text, like you would in Word or Google Doc, there's only so much you can do to it. Maybe you can change the font or adjust the color. So how do you go from this to this? Well, what if we took those letters and we started to have some fun with them? By stretching and pulling and getting a bit creative, you can turn that normal text into what we call lettering. Lettering is the creative expression of text. It's what text wants to be when it grows up and goes to art school. So how do we create lettering? In this tutorial, we'll explore how to make creative adjustments to individual text letters using some special font features, as well as the outlining command in Illustrator. Let's first talk about some things we can do with our text. Applying alternate glyphs and ligatures. When type designers create fonts, sometimes they add what we call alternate glyphs to the font. Now you might be asking yourself, what's a glyph? Lots of us use the words glyph and character interchangeably. A character, like the letter A, can have a lot of appearances, or what we call glyphs. In Illustrator, you can select a letter like this, and if the font designer added them for us, we can pick an alternate glyph to try something brand new. To take our text even further, you can add some flair with ligatures. A ligature is a glyph that combines characters into something new. A common example are the letters F and F, or F and I. When you apply a ligature, they combine into something like this. It can be easier to read. Lots of fonts have a few ligatures, but open type fonts have what we call discretionary ligatures. These are a little more decorative in nature. Here's a tip. If you find a font with the word Pro in the name, it usually has discretionary ligatures. They take typical letter pairs and sort of connect them together. They're specially designed. But there's only so much you can do to text using font properties. We can't simply transform the letters like they were shapes. If we want to take our creative adjustments even further and start to reshape individual letters, we first need to transform the text into something we can edit. And we do this using the create outline command. When we convert the text to outlines with the create outlines command, the text becomes individual vector shapes that you can adjust with the selection and drawing tools. I can take the direct selection tool and drag some of the points on the letter forms to make a completely different look. But it's important to remember that once you outline text, it's no longer live at this point. In other words, you can't select the text and change the words. So a best practice is to make a copy of the text before you turn it into shapes. This way you can always go back to the text and make changes if you need to. Okay, so what did we just cover? Being able to apply fonts and formatting can only take your text so far. You can use font properties like glyphs and ligatures to create simple changes. Or you can convert your text to vector shapes using the outline command, and then reshape your text into brand new designs. Start this tutorial with step-by-step instructions to practice outlining text and making it your own.